Hi, my name is Annie Guare. I just graduated about 3 days ago from Northeastern Law. And the first question is, why did you decide to go to law school? So I will answer that one first. Primarily my dad. So my dad is a longtime legal aid lawyer, has done a lot of different work, immigration for a long time, is currently working with migrant farm workers. And also before law school, a former United Farm Workers Union organizer. And my dad and I are very similar. We're very close in that our brains and personalities kind of work the same way. So practically speaking, we have a similar skill set that I think kind of complements law practice well. So that was kind of the inspiration. But more importantly, he really inspired me with the amazing work that he does to try to take those skills and those personality traits and support movements for liberation and justice. I'm really lucky to have grown up around someone like my dad. See, the next question is, what do you want to do now that you've graduated law school? So I will be joining community legal aid in August after the bar exam in the housing unit. So that's based in Worcester. I'll be working in the Fitchburg office, so representing tenants in various housing matters across Western Massachusetts. I'm really excited to kind of help my clients get their kind of basic needs met and vindicate their basic rights, but also really to throw myself into the broader movement for housing justice. And I was thinking about this question, and that's sort of like what I'm doing after law school, in sort of a practical, like what work I'm going to be doing day to day. But I was thinking about this question because, and I'm sure you can probably relate, I've been having so many thoughts lately about like what it actually means to be a lawyer, what being a good movement lawyer looks like. And I started thinking a lot about, because my dad was a UFW organizer, and I've thought about this a lot, where the slogan of the UFW is "Si se puede," which means yes, we can. And I feel like I read this somewhere, and I'm so sorry, I can't attribute it. I can't remember where I read it. But I read somewhere that a lawyer is, the motto of a lawyer is "No se puede," because they so often unwittingly stifle movements by kind of narrowly focusing on what they think is possible under the law, rather than focusing on like the visionary dreams of those that they purport to be supporting, and how you can creatively weaponize the law to support them. So I think in a broader sense, that's what I hope to do after law school. I never want to hear an organizer use "no se puede" pejoratively to refer to me. That is my goal, is to get creative and kind of support those liberatory ideals of movements and organizers and people who are smarter than me, who really have these visions for what the world could look like. And how has NLG influenced me before, during, and or after law school? Also, in thinking about this question, I was thinking about Ella Baker, who's somebody that I read in law school, and who was a visionary and organizer of during the civil rights movement. And she was very famous for asking, "Who are your people?" in connection with her organizing work, kind of with the goal of making people realize that none of this work happens alone, and none of this work happens in a vacuum. And so I found that NLG helped me answer that question for myself. It helped me find my people in law school, people who were there to support me and vice versa, and people who share my visions, and people I can learn from, people that have different experiences, different ideas than I do. And like I said, radical change never happens alone. Community is crucial. And law school in particular can be super isolating. So I'm really grateful to NLG for that. And it also kind of gave me an outlet for my more radical tendencies and ideas that kind of tend to get stifled in the traditional law school classroom. I got to constantly learn from, fellow leftist students, leftist lawyers, organizers. It really helped shape the way I want to approach law practice. So that's what I'm grateful to NLG for. And what makes me happy? My family is the most important thing in my life, followed by my friends and my cat, who is sitting right next to me. And I love to read, specifically, it's a kind of, I wouldn't say it's a niche genre, because there's plenty of it out there, but it's a historical fiction fantasy is my favorite genre. And I love to cook. I wouldn't say I'm necessarily good at it, but I do get a deep sense of satisfaction from, preparing healthy, good food for myself. And when I'm not, doing law stuff and studying for the bar and all that boring stuff, when the weather's nice, I love to hammock. My hammock is my best friend during the summer. So those are just a few things that kind of make me happy outside of law school. I always want to remember that I am and should be a whole person outside of what's on my resume. So I appreciate that question very much.